So, my title of my testimony is "Life isn't fair, but God is." Um, I remember like before I went out and like left my house and like moved out of my mom. I remember Brother Phillips telling me that I was walking on thin ice before I even left, and I wasn't thinking nothing about it at the time, but like after everything happened, that's when I started thinking about it. So I got into an argument with my mom and all kind of stuff happened and I just they told me to leave, but she wasn't meaning it at the time. But I didn't know that till later on. So I moved out. I went to Bay Minette and I was staying. I was staying with one of my close friends. I guess I had stayed with them for about 2 months. I got caught into some bad stuff. I got kicked out of school up there. So I was going on 2 months without going to school, and I was broke all the time, so I couldn't get nothing like anything that I wanted, like whether it be food or anything. So I started going to Walmart and gas stations and stealing just so I could eat. Cause this is like after I left their house though. They fed me when I was there, but I just started stealing. I got caught up with the wrong people, started doing drugs, and I was doing whatever I could for money, like fighting, whether it be like drugs and all that. I was doing everything I could for money. So after I left them, because I stayed with them for like 2 months, like I said, I left them, came back to Atmore. I started staying with my sister. Then I finally got back in school. It was close. I think it was like, Chris, you remember? It was like 2 weeks left of school when I got back. It was something like that. It was right before finals.
I got me too.
And I just tried to get back on the right path, but I was lost. Like I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know how to get no money. I didn't know if I was gonna graduate, or pass, or anything. So I got back in school and started just like I don't know. I guess it's doing my own thing. Then I met Chris at school, and he kept me from hanging out with the wrong people. At the time, I thought it was my friends. I was going to start hanging out with them and all that, but he kept me from getting back into trouble with friends and getting in trouble at school. So me and Chris spent a lot of time with each other, like during school and when we got out after school and all that. I told him about like how everything was going, my situation, and how my life was going and all that. And Chris, when I first met him, he told me about how his was kind of like the same thing I was going through. He went through. So me and him got real close. Like he's like my brother right now. He gave me a place to stay when he ain't had to. I remember I didn't eat for 4 days. I remember him walking all the way from the other side of Atmore. And me and him both didn't have a lot of money. And the little money he had, he bought me food. And he got me off of drugs. He got me to quit fighting unless I have to. He basically brought me back to my right state of mind where I was focused on trying to make it. The then I had gotten into some trouble at my job because I got a new job. So they didn't give me all my paycheck. And I was going to go to the lady's house to get the rest of my paycheck. And Chris told me not to go before I left. And I was mad, and I wasn't listening to him or anything he had to say. So I left and went anyway. And that's when this happened. All happened on my arm. I had came close to almost dying in the hospital. I bled out, and the Atmos Hospital is slow. So when we went in there, I was bleeding. I was in the main lobby, and nobody was at the front desk. So I was in there bleeding for a while. A dude named Freddie, he had to jump over the counter and go back there and open the door. I was just so close to dying. I just started thinking about just my life in general, like where I was going, and if I died, like I knew where I was gonna go when I died. And I was just scared at the time that I didn't want to go. I wasn't ready to go to hell. Or I wasn't ready to die, period. I was just scared. So my mama finally made it to the hospital. I remember telling her to make sure Chris comes with me to Mobile. And that Chris finally got there. His mom and them got there. I remember telling Chris, if I ain't make it, that I love him. And I didn't want to, I don't know, I just didn't want to leave him. But I remember his mom came in there crying. Everybody's crying. I don't know. It just scared me and woke me up. It made me realize what I was doing was wrong. And through the helicopter ride and all that, I finally got to the other place. They had did like surgery and all that on me to fix my arm because I cut muscles and veins and all that. I remember just realizing that God saved me from dying. Even when it was one of my hardest times in life, where He could just easily just let me go. Because I done turned my back away from Him so many times before. I didn't know. I wasn't ready to be a Christian. I was scared to be a Christian. I didn't want to stand out. I wanted to fit in with the crowd. And I turned my back on God. But when I almost died, He didn't turn His back on me.
That's right.
He's trying to work on me now, I guess. He's got I'm trying my best to try to be a Christian and try to stand out, because if I stand out, that means I'm a leader, and then people that don't stand out, they're just following the crowd. And I want to stand out and lead for something that I know is worth leading for.
That's right.
Instead of the things that I did and all the bad stuff that I did. I'm not perfect still. I've been trying to pray every night. I know that when times get hard, I know not to go back on my old ways and try to do the things I used to. I'm trying to pray and handle it in a better situation than what I handled it before. Because you never know when your life can be gone. And if you're not right with God, there's not too many chances. He didn't have to save me. He didn't have to put up with me this long. There's not a lot of people that make it from stuff like that I did. There's been cases where people just died and they didn't have their life right. God didn't have to give me a second chance at life. But That's all I gotta say though.
Very good.
Very good.